And what's up, AK, etc. again. Back at it. I mean, like, oh, sorry. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, I like walking. My whole thing is my body can't take as much walking as I would like it to take. I assume, because I don't know, I assume it's because of my shoes. So that's something new I'm gonna have to go get. I'll have to go get some new shoes and shit like that. Be having that downward angle. It's just easier to hold the phone. I really should use that, whatever the fuck that shit is my dad gave me. But I don't feel like, because it would stable all this out, I'll probably use that as a part. I just don't really want to hold all that. I guess I'll bring my book bag. So, have my book bag, have some water in the book bag, and I can put it on the side and have all that other shit in my electronics and everything. If I really want to, in my book bag, just in case. Maybe a towel. That'd be nice. Anyway. It's not as early in the morning like it was last time, but it's early in the morning. The first thing that I did today was take a big ass shit. Well, took a piss, then took a shit. Then I played Tekken 7 on PC. And I used Noctis. It's a weird thing for me. Like, I knew I was gonna like that character, but I didn't want to pay full price for him and shit like that. So I just waited until bundle. My people was like, if you just want to play with one character, you know what I'm saying, just go buy him. I'm like, that don't seem like me. Don't seem like I should just go buy characters individually for $5 or $6 and I just buy them when they're all on sale all at the same time for like, I don't know, like 13 or something. I don't know how much it was, but you get like, I didn't get all the characters because that's how video games are nowadays. But I mean, it is better. It's good and it's bad at the exact same time. It's good. I'll say the good first before the bad. It's good because if there's any glitches or problems with the game and the company has the money to do it, they can actually patch it right then and then. The bad thing is they're not really making games to higher standard quality like they used to back in the past as much as they possibly could, because they couldn't patch it. It was on a disc, and if it was a glitch or something that happened, that's on there forever. They're not patching that back up. They're not patching that up. That's not happening. So they had QR testers and a little bit more polish than they do now in games. They're like, just put it out and we'll fix it later. Like I said before, it's good and it's bad, because basically now when I look at games and shit, it's basically, don't really buy them unless if I really want the game, and it's kind of rare. I think it happens like once a year. I might want one game where I'm like, I want to buy it right then and then. You just wait. Like, I want No Man's Sky, but I don't really give a shit. Like, my hype is done, but every single review that I see, they're like, yeah, that's a good game. You should go buy it now. You know what I'm saying? But like, when it first came out, it sucked. It didn't have all the content that everybody wished that it did. But now it has everything in there that everybody likes and enjoys and shit like that. But in my head, I'm like, all right, that's cool. I just, because I know what it in my head, because I'm not in the building games anymore like I used to. Like, I'm not into, hey, build. It's like Minecraft in space. That's how I look at it. And I've never played Minecraft. I'm not. No, thank you. The only building shit that I do is like SimCity. So I'll play SimCity 5 occasionally because it calms me down. Other than that, I'm not really fucking with building sim games and shit like that. I'm waiting for it to get a little bit. I'm waiting for it to get lighter. Alright, so then I'm gonna prepare. I'm gonna go back into that pathway in the fucking woods and shit. Oh, I just have a I mean, I just have a question about this shit. I don't understand why. Okay, so the video I took, where I took the beginning, the pathway, and the greenery, that has like the most views I've had, and I know for a fact I watched it once. So I watched it once. Who are the other 5 people, or the people who are watching it repeat and felt like it was a good idea to watch that more than once? Are you trying to kidnap me? Like, where the fuck is this? I want to kidnap him. I'm like, no, don't do that. But yeah, that's strange to me. Let's say it that way. I would like I said before, I would like to have millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of views. Why? Because it's money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how well I would do on a platform like when I'm having a whole lot of millions of views, because I would still be cursing and stuff, and the best way, ew, what is that? The best way to making money is not the curse once you have a big audience, because I don't think YouTube is really like reviewing my shit like that, because, you know, ugh, 1 second, I'm a small channel not doing shit. Also, you know, I don't put, damn I don't put intros and outros and stuff like that. That's not really, I don't really want to edit. My dad's like, you should go edit and shit, you get more views. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care that much, because I don't want to be famous. I just want the money. I don't want y'all motherfuckers to ask my opinion about shit. I'm like, bitch, go handle your shit. Why the fuck are you asking me? I'm just a human being. Unless you pay me, you can have my opinion. Anyway, randomness. I mean, it's not. Nothing I'm doing is random. It might seem. I would assume it seems random to other people. It's not random to me. Like, I'm doing things for a reason. I know you're supposed to like look at the camera. I should just have it like this. I guess I can look at the camera and still look forward, kind of in my peripheral, so I don't get hit by cars and shit. But then I have to hold my arm out. Like I said before, I don't like doing push-ups, so yeah. Randomness to me, per se, because I don't really have anything to say. I just say stuff that excites me. Like Tekken 7 excites me to a certain degree. This is actually kind of fun. I mean, I play other games and shit, but I haven't updated my Windows, so I still have Windows 7. I don't have Windows 10, so there's a bunch of games I'm missing out on, and I really don't care. Like I said, the only thing I care about is not playing games with my friend. So that's the only problem. Like, he's like, yo, you want to play this shit? I was like, yeah, I would love to, but I don't have Windows 10. And he always chops my balls off and shit like that. But I really don't. There's a reason why I'm not getting it. And, you know, the older I get, the more I don't really care too much about it like that. Like, video games are video games, but it's just more of a distraction. It's the same thing like making money. Making money is a distraction for me, but I gotta have it. The only thing, well, I guess I'll really consider not having a distraction is like if I had a family. Once again, I have a family, my mom, dad, cousins, uncles, aunts, and stuff like that. I'm saying my family that I would create. So anyway. It's not really, it's not, because people are like, yeah, you have high standards. I don't have high standards. I just look at you and say, yeah, I already know. No, thank you. Because, as I said before, back in the day, I'd be like, women might be like, yeah, we can do stuff or whatever. I'm like, you know what Dick says, we fuck, so let's just go fuck him. But I already know you a piece of shit, so it's a problem. I don't want to deal with that anymore. I'm just doing my own thing. I'm actually doing pretty well mentally today. I got caught up in the rain when I went to, I'll just keep on calling it the park. When I went to the park, I got caught up in the rain. So like, I was walking, it looked cloudy like it does now. You know what I'm saying? And then I didn't think too much of it. I mean, I got umbrellas in my car. And then it started like raining, drizzling a little bit, so I turned right around, go back to my car because it wasn't that far away. Then I just called my dad while I was going back to my car, then it stopped raining, so I said, fuck it. I just turned back around, didn't get my umbrella. When I got to my destination, there's a specific spot where I'm at when I'm going down the path. You can keep going because it's the way it's laid out. They have like a fake ass bike made, benches, looks nice. That's like the spot where everything intersects with each other at that point in time. So I can keep going forward, which I never went, or you can go to the right, which I went that way before. That's where that bridge is. So since I hurt my foot that last time when I went all the way to the bridge, because it was just too much of a long walk for my feet, I literally just stopped right there and turned back around. So I went right there, went to the bench because I was tired. At the bench, saw people, waved at them, they waved at me, it's all good. Ugh. And then I turned back around, and as I go, I don't know, a minute into it, turned back around and started raining again. So I got caught in the rain, and I was just under the trees for a little while, and whenever I felt like I wasn't winded, I would run to another tree. But I was my shirt was soaked. And that's when I went to Aldi's with the soaked ass shirt, wet as fuck, because I was like, I really want this chip and this dip. So yeah. And that's basically what came out of me like quick. I assume, I guess it's bad for me and good for me because all the milk products I put in there, with all the beans I put in there, it just came out of my body. It's a pile of shit. Ugh. I had to use a plunger because it was so much. Yeah. Not really into other people's business and shit. I'll talk about this, I guess. Well, I want that, did I say it before? Probably I said it in another blog. I want that Toyota Corolla, a 2023 Toyota Corolla. I think it's called the RS. Kazoo Racing. Whatever. It's their division where Kazoo Racing is taking their Toyota cars and making them into rally cars, and apparently the chairman of Toyota really likes racing, so he told motherfuckers, yo, make me a nice little race car. And that's that shit. He's like, he wants a nice fast car, so everybody else gets a nice fast car. Everybody's, well, I wouldn't say everybody, but I'm losing my fucking mind because I really want that car. It's basically Evo, if you know Mitsubishi Evo, or yeah, I'll say Japanese, because there's Audis that are four-wheel drive and stuff, and they're fucking monsters, but they have like bigger engines. They probably have like a V8 in that bitch. But yeah, I'm gonna just stick with the Japanese counterparts. They're all Japanese, so I can't remember. Subaru WRX. So all the Mitsubishi Evo, which they don't make anymore, is four-wheel drive. Subaru, which they stopped making now, like I think this year. Those are four-wheel drives, and so Toyota just came. I don't think they did it on purpose like that to kill another company. But yeah, and the one thing that I like about it is that Toyota made everything themselves. I mean, obviously, you can get other companies to make specific parts for you. Like, hey, company, can you make this for me? And they're like, yeah. And if they do a fine job, you order a bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? But Toyota basically, engineered everything. It's not like their Supra or their BRZ, where their BRZ is a boxer engine from Subaru, and the Supra is it has a BMW engine. It's basically a BMW, just with Toyota's name on it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if Toyota made the chassis and stuff like that. They may have, but they didn't make the engine. So I know that for a fact. But they made everything here. They made all that shit in-house for the most part. I mean, like I said, they didn't take anything major from a company. They didn't, so their engine is the engine that they made. And so it's weird that it's a 3-cylinder. It more than likely sounds like shit. Like probably angry fucking bees. So you're not gonna get that like V8 guzzle deliciousness, because that sounds real good. V8 deliciousness. I just don't like driving boats fast, but I want to drive a boat. How you doing? So that's just me. I drove a bunch of boats in racing games, and I'm like, that's not for me. Now, I mean, the one good thing about V8 boats, they can drift very well. I forgot what it's called specifically, because I haven't played a racing game in a little while. But you're using the power instead of you. Explain this for me. Instead of you having a car that's you can only drift in a rear-wheel drive car that's very underpowered, so you have to kind of physically rock the car back and forth to actually make it drift to a certain degree, but you have more control over it, how you taking your angles and stuff like that. But with a fucking monster engine in it, it has so much power that all you have to do is just put it in the corner. Instead of rocking it back and forth, instead of going like and then taking the corner, you can just go and just take the corner, because it has so much horsepower. Just go straight up in it. You know what I'm saying? It just spins the wheels and just lets you go. So yeah, that's cool. Don't get me wrong. That's easier. I'm not gonna lie. Lower horsepower takes more skill. You have to know how to rock it, when to rock it, do all that good shit, the angle and shit. Heavy ass. I guess it's a little bit give and take. Even though it has low horsepower, most of the time it's real light. So you can, even though you're riding everything like that, you can adjust if you need to. But if you're adjusting, then you're probably not doing it right. But if you got a heavy ass fucking tank fucking car, you have to put that in the factor, and it's more than likely a lot longer as well to fit the engine. So I mean, if you have a V8 plus, V8, V10, they're rare, V12, whatever, they're real good in straight lines. I'm not really a fan of them trying to take turns, and that's basically what I want, is taking turns. So that's why I like that Toyota with the 3-cylinder. It's light, but it's not, because it's 4-wheel drive. If they made it only rear-wheel drive or front-wheel drive, it'll be lighter. But when you make them all-wheel drive, you have to put, you have to put more weight into the front or the back. I don't know how to. You have to put more. You have to allow the front and the back tires to spin. So you actually have to. Okay. So if you have the front tires going, all information, everything's going to the front tires, and that's where all the actual engineering is. In the back tire, they're just spinning. So there's nothing there. It's just I forgot exactly what it is. It's just basically spinning independently. So when you hit the gas, it's not going, like the back tires are not going to go anywhere. So there's nothing there. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's weight, but it's not a lot of weight. Back tires. So you have the shaft going to the back from the transmission, and then that's where in the back part, that's where it's the heaviest, because that's where all the fucking infrastructure is in the back. And the front is a little lighter, except for, you know, it having the engine in the front, but it's still lighter because the front is not going to spin. If you have all four wheels going, you have to have the infrastructure in the front and the back, so that just creates more weight. So it's heavier, but it's not. And since it's a smaller engine where it only has 3 cylinders, even though the block looks like craziness, you know what I'm saying, that shit looks like it's durable as shit. It looks like you have to try to destroy it if you're not modding it. Let me phrase it that way. You look like you have to come over and be like, I want to destroy this car, and you have to like officially come in there and destroy it. Like, I'm gonna take all the oil out of it or something, or not put any coolant or whatever, and let the engine overheat and shit. Like, you have, if you just do like regular maintenance, I think that shit's gonna fucking go for a good amount of time. I don't know how the turbo is gonna be though. Yeah, I would say if I would do a mod on there, I probably would get a bigger intercooler. That would make more sense to me. So turbo can be cooler. And if I can get a tap in, I can probably do all this shit or get somebody else to do it. Tap in where you can put an oil cooler in as well. So you put, it's a little box that it does like the same thing with the intercooler. So the oil is running. Okay, so it's usually at the bottom or the front or whatever. It's basically facing where your grill is. You don't want rocks and shit to chip it, but you want it to get air. So the oil runs through the engine and everything, and then it goes back down, and then then you have it go into this little cooler thing. And since you have it in the front where the bumper is, air is actually hitting it and it's cooling it down, and then it goes back into the engine and everything like that. So that would be cool. And just have more cooling for the actual engine. That's about it. Like, I'm not a big modder cars, and I like to kind of keep them standard and keep running. So like, I guess if I'm fucking rich as shit, then I'll make a monster. But I know for a fact if I was making a monster, I wouldn't be using a Japanese car like that. I would be using American muscle like this off the rip. Like, I don't really want to fuck with supercars. I don't want to mod supercars and shit like that. I don't really want a European car. I probably would get, a Dodge or a Chevy? No, Dodge. I'd probably get a Dodge. Dodge Charger? Challenger? Whichever one. I would get a Dodge, more than likely. Because I heard their engines were actually damn near bulletproof. If you get a specific one. Because they do, I don't remember exactly what color, I think it's GM, I'm not entirely sure. They do specific rods and stuff. If you do the ones where it's this natural aspirated V8 and you leave it alone, you don't really do shit to it, it's gonna last damn near forever. Now, what I've heard is that if you boost it with a supercharger or turbo or whatever, you have to actually get new rods and you have to go get forged pistons. The block is fine. The block can take it. The block itself can take it, but you gotta get new rods. You gotta get, there's a lot of shit. New rods, new forged pistons, bigger injectors. Why do I know this? You know what I'm saying? I'm not entirely sure if you have to get bigger heads, but you probably should. But I know those for a fact. You have to get bigger injectors so you can get more gasoline into your engine. You gotta get forged piston rods, specifically because you're putting more boost. You're pushing air into it instead of just letting it naturally go in there. And then the rod is just, you have to get a stronger rod, because that shit will just blow out of your block and destroy it. So yeah, I know this, and like if I had it, and if I can do it myself, which I'm not going to, I think that all that shit, except for the supercharger, that's probably like 7,000. And the supercharger, it's probably like 10,000. And you just had 10,000 sitting around, you can go do that shit. Or you can already just pay for that shit already in there, but I think you're paying like $20,000 more, $20,000 or $30,000 more for it to already be supercharged and shit like that. But if you get the one that's like that, it's bulletproof as well. Like I said before, they did the from the factory, they did it for you, forged pistons, you know what I'm saying, better rods, all that good shit, so you don't have to do shit to it. It's made for it. It's made for boost. I mean, it's fine. I've played with cars and games with boost and stuff. It's fine. I like natural aspirated because you can tell what the car is going to do. To me, it's like you have to work with the turbo. Supercharged is better to me. What I mean by supercharged is better because it's more predictable, because it's on a belt, so it's kind of more instant, your boost, and it's instant and more consistent, so you kind of know what you're getting. Turbo, you have to wait for, you guys don't know this shit, you have to wait for the exhaust to go out of the back for the turbo to actually spin. And when it's starting to spin, then it's actually, because it's like a build-up. Wait for the exhaust to go out, let the turbo spin. Then when the turbo's spinning, and you're hitting it, okay, so you're hitting the gas, so you're not going that fast. Turbo's not going to spin that fast. It's building up. It's building up. Then when you keep on hitting the gas, it's going faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. So you get increased boost going forward, like I said before. So turbo's fine. I really would prefer turbo, just really to tell you the truth, because I would probably be a little bit more used to it. But I think superchargers is better. They basically do the same thing. They're just compressing more air into your engine and they're basically forcing more air into your engine to allow you to go faster. And I'm sad because combustible engines are going to be gone soon. A lot of the major companies are just like disappearing from doing combustion. They're just going to be doing a lot of electric, and that's sad. And manual transmission is just going to be gone. Don't get me wrong, like I said before, automatics, if I said this, why do I talk like that? Automatics are a lot faster to shift than a human being. A human being can't shift faster than a computer. Like, it's not possible. If you get one that's real good, the computer's going to shift a whole lot faster and be faster than someone shifting manually. But I like manuals because it's fun. Once again, I like that Toyota, because all they make is manuals. They don't have an automatic, and I hope they keep that like that. Don't make no automatics. I mean, I can't tell a $1 billion company what to do. Y'all doing it big and doing it good. Tell these fucking kids, hey, you need to fucking learn how to do a manual if you really want it. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't making an automatic. Fuck you. I'm fine with that. So yeah, like I said before, I'm a corner person. Like, if I drive, when I drive, or whatever, if I drive, let's say, like, if I drive, basically going in a straightaway is boring to me. That's just me. Don't get me, like I said before, V8, whatever, plus, cool. You're all dipping. That's boring to me. I like turns, and I like cornering. really what I like. I really like that, and it's fun to me. I really need to go back to that spot in Georgia that I can't remember, where damn near just nothing but white people. Sorry I have to say it like that. And it looks old-timey type of shit, but there's like, it's basically on a mountain, and there's one specific spot where like it's literally like, you watch Initial D? You ever watch Initial D? Yo, that shit's like just the most windy, turny death trap in the fucking world. It's cool. It was, because I drove it up with my Honda. It was good going up the hill, but going down the hill, oh my god, that shit was scary. But it was also nighttime. Like, it was like there's no street, there's no lights. Sorry, there's no lights on there at all, and it's so fucking compact. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to follow the rules for the most part and stay on my lane. You know what I'm saying? But I'll go on the other side and dip if I know for a fact I can see around the corner, and I know for a fact there's no cars there. But no, it's nerve-wracking when, because I mean, I can go faster down there. Like, I know for a fact someone's down there and like, hey, don't let any of these cars go up top because I don't want to hit them. And they're like, yeah, sure. And I could just dip going down. That'd be fun. But I literally, fuck you. I literally was going through in second gear down the whole thing. I couldn't really go in the third gear. Like, it was like high revving second gear going down the hill, and I was letting go the gas a lot because I don't like hitting my brakes, and I'll just let go of the gas, and so I can't go. That's how I drive. So I can't go too fast because you literally go like at a right angle for the most part, those crazy ass angles. And so I'm like, oh, that's straight, and then I stop. I just let it go down slowly, and I'll take the turn. Just like, it's like, just like fluttering the gas. That's it. You can't go because you'll fall off of that fucking cliff and fucking die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You'll fucking die. So I needed to go back because that was a fun road. Also hilarious. Someone who was in a fucking truck. He was in a SUV. He was in an SUV. Yeah, this motherfucker was dipping and like just, he was clowning on me. So it wasn't that one that I'm talking about, that's twisty turn. I mean, when you were down below the mountain, it's still slightly, well, not slightly, it's twisty turning, but not to that extreme when you're going up the mountain. This motherfucker dipped. I was like, ugh. I'm not gonna go that fast though. Because I'm not familiar with the play. I'm not familiar with the turns and shit. So I'm not from there. I'm not gonna go crazy. I only go crazy when I actually know it. I live in Georgia, so when I was living with my mom back in the day in Snellville, I know those twists and turns and shit. So I pretty much can go kind of all out to a certain degree at night. Because there's not that many people on the road. Because I know how to take the turns and shit like that. And I know where traffic's gonna be held up. I know where the lights are, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? So I know when I have to hit the gas and not. So I can basically go. And so when I'm driving normally, I'm having fun. I think I'm doing it like 30%. When I don't know the place, I'm going like 30% speed. I'm pretty sure that anybody in my car is probably still like freaking out if I'm actually doing whatever the fuck I'm doing. But I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not going all out. I don't know this road, so I can't. I'm not gonna do that. I'm doing it safely, but I drive like, looks like I drive like a maniac. But if I know the road, probably gonna go to like 70%. I don't really go up to 100. I used to do that when I was younger, and I almost had so many accidents, especially in the rain. Had one where there's one spot where I forgot, it's Indian Trail. Indian Trail? I think I haven't been there in a long time. I think it was Indian Trail. There's one spot, it was raining. You gotta go down. That's like a little downhill, and it turns to the right. And then there's a stoplight right there. So I was like, yeah, I know how to do this. So I did. I was dipped out, and I was like, oh shit, there's a stoplight. I'm not entirely sure if, no, I was like, oh shit, it's red. I don't know if there was a car there or not, but I hit my brakes and I was like, almost skid and almost fucked my shit up. So, like, I would really just go crazy when I was younger, like really crazy. Well, I'm gonna go back home because I gotta take a shit. But yeah, that's how I used to drive. I don't drive like that anymore. Like I said before, I drive for safety, then I drive for speed, then I drive for craziness. And I'm old enough to not be influenced by other drivers. I know what I can do and what I can't do safely. But no matter what happens, I'm not trying to hurt myself anymore when I drive, because that's why I don't drive at 100% anymore. But even when I was driving at 100%, I was not trying to hurt people. So that's the whole factor. I understand that there's other people on the road, even if it's like fucking 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. There's still people on the road, or there might be animals and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to kill stuff. I'm just trying to have some fun. I'm just trying to have fun, so I keep that in mind. And if I do fuck up or whatever, I take responsibility of it, regardless. So yeah. That's just how I feel. Super tired. Like I said before, I'm gonna go back to the place to go and go back to some greenery. I'm gonna probably like I said before, I'm probably gonna take my bag, take some candy. Well, if I don't eat it now because I know about it, I'll just go eat it. I consider candy, it's basically like granola with chocolate at the bottom. But you know, it's like sweet and shit like that, so it's technically candy, how I look at it. It's reasonable candy. It's not, but I mean, it's still candy nonetheless. Yeah. Fun. So, I had fun. I hope you guys had fun. Hope you enjoyed my rambling of things that I enjoy and like doing. You have a good one. Keep you safe. Bye-bye.